We're taking out all of their capability for anything having to do with the Strait, with the Hormuz Strait. And I think in the end, we will end up discontrolling the whole thing.
Following previous warnings, it is announced that we do not and will not allow the United States to interfere in the management of the Strait of Hormuz under any circumstances.
The Strait of Hormuz standoff intensifies as Trump's proposed 20% transit toll sparks a furious response from Iran. Trump pushes a new Hormuz toll plan, while Tehran rejects the proposal and issues a sharp warning to Washington. Iran rejects Trump's Hormuz demand, insisting the United States has no authority to dictate terms in the strategic waterway. The dispute over who controls the Strait of Hormuz deepens as Washington and Tehran move closer to direct confrontation. The United States increases military pressure as the U.S. Navy reportedly prepares expanded operations around Iran's ports. Donald Trump proposed imposing a 20% transit fee on cargo passing through the Strait of Hormuz, prompting an immediate response from Iran. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said maritime security has value but rejected Trump's proposed 20% toll as unacceptable. Araghchi insisted Iran has always served as the true guardian of the Strait of Hormuz and would continue fulfilling that role. The Iranian foreign minister was responding after Trump disclosed the proposed U.S. toll plan in a post on Truth Social. Abbas Araghchi said, and I quote, "POTUS is absolutely right. Whoever provides secure and safe passage of commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz should be compensated for this service. Iran has always been the guardian of the Strait and will remain so forever. 20% is of course too much. We will be fair." Unquote.
Just on Iran, you have said now to Congress that we are back at war. How long do you expect this to take? And what's the legal basis?
Take what?
The war.
Well, I think it's going very fast. We've demolished their military. We're hitting them very hard. We had a deal yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was all done. And then they broke up that deal immediately because they found out there was something in the deal they didn't like. And they're wired differently, and we're not going to put up with it. We are just going forward. We're attacking them tonight. We're taking out all of their capability for anything having to do with the Strait, with the Hormuz Strait. And I think in the end, we will end up discontrolling the whole thing. And what they're doing is being very foolish, very stupid, and they've treated people horribly. They've killed 52,000 protesters so far that we can determine. It might be more than that, but 52,000 protesters have been killed, and it's really a terrible situation. We'll have it under control very quickly.
America's repeated adventurism and villainy in interfering with the management of the Strait of Hormuz have seriously jeopardized the security of the region, international trade, and the transit of oil tankers and commercial ships. Following previous warnings, it is announced that we do not and will not allow the United States to interfere in the management of the Strait of Hormuz under any circumstances. The armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran will deal severely with any disruption or insecurity to the transit of commercial ships and oil tankers caused by the aggressor and pirate U.S. Army outside Iran's designated routes and without the permission of the armed forces. The powerful actions of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and the Army of the Islamic Republic of Iran in recent days are testament to this claim.
Meanwhile, Reuters reported that the U.S. military is preparing to begin enforcing a maritime blockade targeting Iranian ports and shipping. The U.S. Naval-led Joint Maritime Information Center said the blockade would cover all Iranian ports and major oil export terminals. The advisory said the restrictions would apply to every commercial vessel entering or leaving Iranian ports, regardless of its national flag. JMIC warned that ships operating inside designated blockaded areas without prior approval could be stopped, boarded or seized. Reuters reported that neutral commercial transit through the Strait of Hormuz to non-Iranian destinations would still be permitted under the plan. The United States has launched a third consecutive night of military strikes against Iran, signaling a major escalation in the conflict. President Donald Trump has ordered a fresh wave of attacks as U.S. Central Command vows to keep increasing pressure on Iranian forces. U.S. Central Command said, and I quote, "At 4:45 p.m. ET today, U.S. Central Command began launching the third consecutive night of strikes against Iran, at the Commander-in-Chief's direction. These strikes will continue imposing a heavy cost on Iranian forces and degrade their ability to attack innocent civilians and commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz." Unquote. According to CENTCOM, the operation will continue until Iran's military capabilities are significantly degraded. The latest strikes are also aimed at protecting international shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Fresh explosions have been reported across Bandar Abbas as the latest round of U.S. strikes hit southern Iran. Iranian media also reported multiple blasts on Kish Island, suggesting the conflict is spreading to more strategic locations. Iran has responded by launching cruise missiles at a U.S. vessel operating in the Gulf, according to reports. Tehran also claimed that its drone strikes targeted American military facilities inside Kuwait. Iranian officials further claimed that several U.S. bases in Kuwait were successfully hit during the retaliatory operation. Air raid sirens were reportedly heard in Bahrain amid unconfirmed reports of activity near the U.S. Fifth Fleet. Security concerns are also growing in the United Arab Emirates as the conflict expands across the Gulf. The U.S. Embassy in Abu Dhabi and the U.S. Consulate in Dubai have cancelled public appointments because of escalating regional threats. The Trump administration has formally notified Congress that U.S. hostilities against Iran have resumed. The White House insists President Trump has the constitutional authority to continue military operations against Iran. The renewed campaign has now triggered a fresh political clash between Congress and the White House over presidential war powers. President Trump says the latest strikes were defensive actions carried out to protect vital American interests. Washington has warned Tehran that it will continue paying a heavy price for targeting commercial shipping. The Strait of Hormuz has once again emerged as the central battlefield in the growing U.S.-Iran confrontation. With missiles, drones, naval attacks and airstrikes intensifying, the Gulf region appears to be moving closer to a much wider war.
And we're hitting them very hard, and it'll continue, and we'll see what happens, but we're knocking out all of their offensive capability, and we're controlling the straits, we're putting the blockade back, and it's a blockade not for anybody but Iran. In other words, anybody doing business with Iran can't go through. Everyone else will be able to go through. So it's a blockade. It's a very strong blockade. The blockade was probably more effective even than hitting them, but I think the combination is the thing that really does it.
But you think a deal is still possible? You think they'll return to that?
Yeah, I think a deal is possible, sure, I do.
But, Mr. President, you noted the United States is bombing Iran again. I mean, you've been bombing Iran for months now. Is this just the new normal for the American people?
Well, we're in Vietnam for 19 years. We're here for 4 months. So I think we've done a lot. We've knocked out their Navy in a period of 1 month. We knocked out their Air Force. Their Air Force is non-existent. We knocked out most of their missiles, most of their drones. We knocked out their drone manufacturing capability, about 92%. Their missile capability for manufacturing, we knocked out 89%. And they have a little capability, but they don't have any capability for us. This is almost a military skirmish. Now, with all of that being said, you have to get people that want to make something. We had a deal with them 2 days ago, and then they said, oh, we can't make that deal. We have to negotiate it further. And this is what they've done for 47 years. The difference is nobody negotiated like I do. And this should have been done by Bush and Obama and Biden and people before them, frankly. It's 47 years they've been ripping off everybody and really hurting and killing thousands of people. So they killed 52,000 protesters, but they killed many, many people with Soleimani, who I killed in the first term. Soleimani killed many people, many people, and not only killed, when you see a young former soldier walking around with no legs, no arms, a face that's been horribly hurt, that was done by Iran. That was done by Soleimani. He was a person that was very evil. He was an evil genius. He was looking to take out a lot of our military installations in Iraq and Iran. and I got him before he got us. So we have to do what we're doing, and the strait is open. It will be open. We've cut down their capability very substantially, but they're going to fight for a while. Our military has done a fantastic job. And the bottom line, though, and I say it to everybody, and I say it as much as they want to listen, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. If we didn't bomb them with the B-2 bombers, that plane right there, if we didn't bomb them, they would have had a nuclear weapon long ago. Within 1 month from the day we bombed them, they would have had, if we didn't do it, they would have had a nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon, Israel would no longer be with us. The Middle East probably would no longer be with us, because you saw they sent missiles to 5 different countries that never even knew they were involved, because they're stone cold crazy. They are crazy. And we're not going to put it up. Yeah, I want to be reimbursed because we're protecting a very rich portion of the world. We're spending money. And so what we've done is we are going to be reimbursed for protection. We're protecting by the countries that we're helping.